sad. Here is a list of sad 100 synonyms for sad. Synonyms that are what is another word for sad. Here is a list of sad 100 synonyms for sad. Synonyms that are commonly used in English. Learn these words to use instead of sad with example sentences to increase your English vocabulary. Table of contents. Sad synonym. O sad definition and examples. O other words for sad. O sad synonyms with examples. Sad synonym. Sad definition and examples. Meaning of sad, an unhappy emotion that someone can feel in the wake of a negative event, real or perceived. It describes the mental state of anguish and is the precursor of depression. Examples. It is easy to feel sad if someone you love does not care about your feelings. The ability to be happy and not sad is rooted deeply in the ability to focus on the good in life. Happiness is time precipitation, smile is the lonely sad. Other words for sad. Often used synonyms for the word sad. Blue, cheerless, dejected, depressed, desperate, discouraged, disgusted, downcast, frustrated, gloomy, hateful, heartbroken, heavy, miserable, mournful, somber, sorrowful, tearful, unhappy, upset, weepy, wretched, woeful, forlorn, melancholy. Different words to use instead of sad. Aggrieved, appalling, bad, bitter, bleak, cheerless, crestfallen, cruel, dark, dejected, deplorable, depressed, depressing, desolate, despondent, difficult, dire, disastrous, disconsolate, disheartened, disheartening, dismal, dispirited, dispiriting, distressed, distressing, disturbing, doleful, dolorous, down, downcast, downhearted, dreary, forlorn, funereal, gloomy, glum, grave, grieved, grievous, grim, heartbreaking, heartbroken, heartrending, heartsick, inconsolable, joyless, lachrymose, lamentable, leaden, low, low-spirited, lugubrious, melancholic, melancholy, miserable, moody, morbid, morose, mournful, moving, nasty, oppressive, painful, pathetic, pessimistic, pitiable, pitiful, plaintive, poignant, ponderous, poor, profound, regrettable, rough, sensitive, serious, severe, shabby, sluggish, somber, somber, sore, sorrowful, sorry, taxing, tearful, tough, tragic, troubled, unbearable, unfortunate, unhappy, upset, upsetting, weighty, wistful, woebegone, woeful, wretched. Sad synonyms with examples. Blue, for example, he'd been feeling blue all week. Cheerless, for example, this is a cold, cheerless place. Dejected, for example, she looked so dejected when she lost the game. Depressed, for example, she felt very depressed about the future. Desperate, for example, the prisoners grew increasingly desperate. Discouraged, for example, learners can feel very discouraged if an exercise is too difficult. Disgusted, for example, I am completely disgusted at you. Downcast, for example, she kept her eyes slightly downcast to avoid looking into their faces. Frustrated, for example, his apathy just made her even more frustrated. Gloomy, for example, we sat in gloomy silence. Hateful, for example, I tried to ignore her hateful words. Heartbroken, for example, he was heartbroken when she left him. Heavy, for example, it got very heavy when they shouted at me. Miserable, for example, we were cold, wet and thoroughly miserable. Mournful, for example, I couldn't bear the mournful look on her face. Somber, for example, Paul was in a somber mood. Sorrowful, for example, she always looked at me with sorrowful eyes. Tearful, for example, she made a tearful phone call to her family. Unhappy, for example, I hate to see you unhappy. Upset, for example, this decision is likely to upset a lot of people. Weepy, for example, she was feeling tired and weepy. Wretched, for example, I felt wretched about the way things had turned out. Woeful, for example, he has a woeful face. Forlorn, for example, privately, both of us nursed a forlorn hope. Melancholy, for example, the music suited her melancholy mood. More interesting examples with the word sad. He wept when he heard the sad news. When a close friend dies, we can't help but feel sad. Never frown, even when you are sad. Because you never count who is falling in love with your smile. I really don't know whether to be happy or sad here today. It's sad to see her moping about the house like this. What's the matter with her? My grandmother was becoming more and more sad and frail as the years went by. It is sad to see a county confine its activities to undignified public bickering. A person quiet, a person cry movie clips, the whole world is sad. I am not how free and easy, nor is it how sad. I'm just used to silence.